While Pope Francis is set to travel to Assisi, Italy later this week, the Holy Father will highlight an initiative aimed at young economists and entrepreneurs. The Economy of Francis began in 2019 when Pope Francis appealed to young people to meet, discuss, and share ideas on how to create a better world economy that focuses on people instead of profits. Joining us now from Assisi is Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, great to see you again. Can you tell us more about this visit, and also what about the event over the weekend?
Sure, Tracy. Well, behind me you can see the sun setting over the beautiful valley just right next to Assisi, where St. Francis was born, lived, and is buried. And choosing the name of the saint for his pontificate, Pope Francis has a very special relationship with this small city in central Italy. He'll be coming here for the 6th time this Saturday on the 24th of September. And more than 1,000 young economists, entrepreneurs, academics, and influencers will be awaiting him. They all participate in a summit envisioned by Pope Francis himself called the Economy of Francis. And this conference will start in 2 days on September the 22nd, and the pontiff will only be here for the final day and address the participants.
And Andreas, could you remind us about the Economy of Francis? What are its goals, and also what the Holy Father may say about it this weekend?
Sure. So the Economy of Francis really summarizes the many occasions Pope Francis spoke of the need of a new economy. The Holy Father has regularly criticized Western capitalism as nurturing inequality and tearing the social fabric of society. In his economy, in the economy of Francesco, he seems to follow this very philosophy. In 2019, he wrote an open letter to young people, inviting them to start thinking about what an economy would look like that does not threaten human dignity. Already at the very beginning of his pontificate, Pope Francis made very clear that he's not convinced of a capitalist economy, but he envisions an economy close to the ideas he outlined in his encyclical Fratelli Tutti and in other writings, a brotherly economy that is attentive to the weakest members of society. And his 2019 appeal that became quite programmatic for this meeting here in Assisi, he wrote, "Meet, discuss, brainstorm, and share ideas for a better world economy that puts the human person at its core." And this, Tracy, has happened to some extent here. The summit will showcase projects from around the world and discuss topics such as agriculture and justice, vocation and profit, policies for happiness or business and peace, women for the economy, or CO2 of inequalities. What exactly that means and what exactly the summit will lead to and which outcomes we may be expecting, that is yet to be seen. However, the Bishop of Assisi, Domenico Sorrentino, who will welcome the Pope back in the city, told EWTN that this event does not want to speak about ideologies. Economy of Francis is not condemning capitalism or endorsing Marxism or socialism. He said it seeks to change the attitude of how we think about society. And he hopes that this process will help foster fraternity and peace amongst the people. He called it to give a soul to the economy.
Well, Andreas, quickly before I let you go, do we have any updates about the Holy Father's health? I know he just returned from Kazakhstan and is headed to Assisi, and also has 2 other trips planned, including one to Bahrain.
Yeah, sure. So Pope Francis seems tired, but is not growing tired, actually, of traveling and reaching out to people. It's quite impressive how the 85-year-old is still active. His participation in the Summit of World Religions in Kazakhstan, and now in this conference also on economic matters, it shows a little bit which topics are so dear to him that he seems to ignore any signs of fragility.
Andreas, thank you so much for your time today and for that report. I always appreciate it. Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief.